So, welcome back to the channel. James the Blur here. We're going to talk about Black Myth Wukong and what exactly has been going on with the game here recently. With it being 6 days away from release, there's a lot of information, leaks, and confirmed things that we didn't even know about, and surprises. So let's get into some of that in this video. Again, if you find this enjoyable, definitely like and subscribe to the channel for more information. Now that that's out the way, let's get started. With just days left until launch, leaks have been flooding the internet, revealing everything from gameplay mechanics to story spoilers. The developers, caught in a challenging position, felt the need to issue statements warning that these leaks could spoil the immersion for players who want to experience the game fresh. They emphasized that the essence of Black Myth Wukong lies in discovering its mysteries and surprises firsthand, not through secondhand spoilers. It's a relatable frustration in today's gaming world where leaks are impossible to avoid, especially with highly anticipated AAA titles. So one of the largest rumors that had been circulating around Black Myth Wukong was the lack of blocking as a key game mechanic. Early reports from reputable sources like IGN and other various places claim that there wasn't blocking in this game. Now, hindsight is everything. We know it's not true because previewers have confirmed that there are actually various types of blocking. The game actually features 3 distinct blocking options, each offering a unique type of blocking. One of the earliest examples of blocking we got in the game back in 2020 when it was first announced was the flower staff technique. This is primarily used against projectiles and has a dedicated button that lets you spin the staff to deflect range attacks like arrows for several seconds. This technique was first showcased in the original gameplay reveal. So, you know, as time, seeing that the game first came out in 2020 and then we're getting fed beats, you're here in 2024 and they're talking about there's no blocking. I mean, it is plausible, right? Like, things change in the development pipeline. The second option you have is the parry and slash stance. It's a parry that not only blocks, but also is a counterattack with a heavy strike when timed correctly within a light heavy combo. This move requires precise timing, but offers a great reward, meaning there is going to be a bit of setup for this. You'll have to do it within a particular stance as well. You won't be able to do it all the time. Like I said, there is an activation condition for this. And then your last one is the Stone Solid spell. It is a manual activation spell that temporarily shields you from powerful melee attacks, including boss hits. We see it triggered several times, and to prove how effective it is. I imagine that it won't work against a command grab or any other type of attack that's not just a hit. Like if they were putting a damage over time on you, like a poison buff, I feel like you'd still probably receive that, but that's speculation at this point, and we just have to be in the game and play it and get our hands on it to confirm that. So again, there is blocking, confirmed. Myth has been busted. Let's not ever listen to IGN again. There is blocking in the game. It adds another depth of combat. So now you have dodging, blocking, your polearm with various abilities, and then you have spells as well. So again, let's talk about the leaks. Huge shout out to the people over on Reddit that grabbed this information and translated. All the original information comes from a site called Weibo. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Let me know in the comments if I'm not. Starting from this afternoon, because some game information has been leaked in advance, I have to come out and talk to you again. When PVO8 was released, we have already expressed this concern. If spoiler information is known in advance, it is likely to damage the immersion and sense of role-playing when experiencing the game in real life. The charm of the story comes from the curiosity of the listeners. The reason why everyone can listen to it is because they don't know which characters will appear in their story, where their conflicts come from, and what their respective motivations and endings are. If you deliberately destroy these and surprises for fame or other purposes, you are actually destroying the foundation of each new story, and all of the audience's differentiated expectations become meaningless because uncertainty collapses. As a product that has been forced to promote for a full 4 years, the settings and content of Black Myth have actually been seriously overdrawn from the beginning. How to protect the mystery and surprise of the final product under the premise of so much content being released is a headache for the entire team, and a nightmare that appears from time to time. If I was game science, I would be super upset. After developing a game for 4 years and then having assets leaked online, and we're trying to build you a AAA game, and it's our first time building a game of this caliber, I would be perturbed because we've already given you so much content through the last 4 years. And then furthermore, everyone knows if you were to take that content and put it on YouTube or Facebook or any of these other platforms, it's just going to get blown up right away and taken down, and it's going to be demonetized, or your channel is going to be stripped. So there's really no winner for posting leaked content. So I'm personally not a fan of leaks. I understand that some people are, but I don't really care for it. I like to organically experience my games. But here we are talking about leaks though. What's also crazy is that this type of behavior has just become the norm. The larger the game is, the more likely that we are to get leaks. The closer we are to a release of a large AAA title, the more likely you are to get leaks. I think it's just a behavior that has to stop as a whole. So just from the perspective of an ordinary player / viewer, I have 3 small suggestions. If you can choose, don't take the initiative to watch the leaked content involving spoilers, because it will not make the final experience of the game better. It's okay to want to watch it, but you can't take the initiative to spread and talk about these contents so as not to hurt people who don't want to watch. If there are friends around you who clearly express that they don't want to be spoiled and want to keep enough unknowns until they experience it in person, please help protect them. I honestly think all 3 points that he suggested kind of go without saying. Don't ruin it for other people, don't spread that around, and respect your friends that are around you. I know absolutely me and my friends in the Discord have a thing that if a cutscene is happening that you haven't seen, we don't speak about it, even if it's not a leak. Or if you are in the Discord watching a cutscene, they will just mute the other channels so they don't hear people, so they get to experience it. But we try to be decent humans. So I have another post for you guys that follows the game's narrative. This comes originally from the Weibo website and out of the Black Myth Wukong main subreddit, which was also translated by those gentlemen again. Shout out to them. It may be a very exciting week ahead. Game info leaks being a dilemma for the whole industry. It shows how eagerly people are watching you, but it really hurts too. While being unable to do anything about it, you have to reassure your colleagues to take it easy and be cool about it. The rationale behind Black Monkey's narrative is not so hard to understand. The game's narrative is perhaps strongest at how you'd immerse in the story told. In the past 4 years, I've watched many videos on story analysis and read many discussions among gamers. Many of these guesses are so bizarre that they have exceeded my imagination. There are lots of smashingly good ideas, some of which we have tried to incorporate into the game too. These 4 years of mutual support and mutual inspiration have been a long and wondrous experience for us. Maybe by the time when the game finally launches, these intertwining emotions and surprises will all burst out and become a moment that's worth remembering. I hope, of course, that this moment will be worthwhile of the waiting and protecting that you have given it. Well, that's enough talking. Dear Masters, forget about the spoilers and go run some benchmarks. So despite all the leaks and rumors, there's still positive developments around this game right now. Game Science secretly released a benchmark tool so you can check how this game performs on your system, which I think is a great idea. It's not a new thing, but it's really becoming uncommon. I'm happy to see that they did it, especially with how much anticipation this game has built. I think right now on Steam it's top 10. After the benchmark dropped, it became top 8, and it had more downloads for a benchmark than we see for like some AAA titles concurrent players right now. When I checked, Elden Ring was sitting at 73K. The beta that PlayStation just did for that game Concord, this had more downloads than what that beta did for Concord. So it's just a crazy thing to see, and I'm happy about it. The tool does include a free camera mode, giving you a peek around the environment, letting you see how detailed it is. You get to see some of the early game enemies, what I'm speculating. And I think also when you navigate the map, you'll see the bridge that's from the original trailer back in 2021, which I thought that was pretty dope. That's kind of cool. Seeing how this benchmark is for PC players, only PC players did what they do. They did a bunch of testing. I'm gonna show you a graph on the screen right now. This should help you optimize your system before the game launches. We pray that it's optimized, but I'm going to leave a link in the description to this subreddit where they're talking about all the tweaks and adjustments you can make. I think it's really good that the community came together to do this. All things considered, I'm excited for the game. I hope you're excited about the game. I hope this didn't dissuade you from wanting to try it, because I think it's going to be great. Again, run the benchmark. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will have a review for you on the channel as soon as I finish playing it. Just remember, I'm a random dude on the internet. Other than that, I'm out. Peace.